Welcome back to another Mindset Monday. All right, so if you don't know, my name is Ceech, and we talk about dance, anything dance related, trying to get us stronger to become better dancers. And today we're talking about mindset, okay? Mindset is important because, you know, the body follows the mind. And, excuse me, so we're gonna talk about the different stages of a dancer. And why is that important for mindset? Because I think understanding the different stages of what a dancers go through, it will strengthen your mindset. So for example, if you're just at the beginning stage of your dance career, or your dance life, talking to somebody who is a professional, it wouldn't make sense because a professional trains differently. Okay, so if I'm a professional dancer and I'm talking to somebody that asks me advice, hey, you know, how much do you train? Obviously my hours are going to be ridiculous because this is my career and this is what I do all the time. But if you're a beginning dancer, this is not what you do. Maybe you have a full-time job somewhere and you're just trying to learn this particular move. If you're trying to learn this particular move, you cannot relate. And if you can't relate, because you're at different stages of your dance career, you might think, oh my God, this is probably not for me, okay? So I want you to understand which stage, where you think you are, so your mindset has to change as you see yourself progress through the different stages of your dance career. Okay, and before we go on any further, if this is something that's interesting to you, if you find this helpful, do me a favor and hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let's get on with this. All right, so we're gonna start off with, actually this is not even on the stage, but I do want to mention it. This is the non-dance group, okay? So these are the people who don't even dance. So whether they hate dancing or they just don't believe that they can dance, these are the non-dancers. And you probably know some of them. These are the ones who maybe you call and say, hey, let's go dancing. They're like, nah, man, I hate dancing. I don't like dancing. Maybe they say, for whatever reason, they just don't want to go. Maybe something bad happened to them in the past. Okay, hopefully they'll get over that. But they just say, hey, I don't want to dance. I don't like dancing. Another group of people that are in the categories are the ones who maybe believes that they got two left feet or something like that, you know, whatever excuse they can have, they just said, I don't think, you know, dancing is for me. I don't, you know, you guys go ahead, you know, I can't dance. I was never born with it. Whatever excuse, but you know, I hear that a lot. But you know, as a dance instructor, there's a part of me that goes, no, I could teach you to dance if you want to. It's just your mindset, right? It's just your mindset. It's whatever you believe. If you believe you can't do it, then obviously you're going to be right that you can't do it. So, but again, if by chance, if you believe that you're not a good dancer and somehow you found this channel, maybe your friend shared this with you, hopefully you would take a little leap of faith and try something out. You know, maybe it was just a dance instructor that really sucked terribly in the past and couldn't really show you how to do it. I want to believe that I can show anybody how to dance if they are actually interested in learning to dance. Okay? So anyways, let's move on to the actual birth stage. This is, to me, the beginner's stage of dance. And within this is such a broad range. I wanna cover all this. And again, if you hear yourself, if you could categorize, hey, you know what, this is me, this is exactly where I'm at, comment below, let me know, because I think when you see other people admit to themselves, hey, this is where I'm at, I think there's power in the community. I think when you see other people that are in the same situation you are, you can connect with people and then grow from there, okay? So the initial stage, obviously it starts with a spark of interest. Whether you see somebody live in person, whether it's a friend, whether it's a concert, a dance artist, whether it's on TV or YouTube, something triggered you and you decided that I want to give it a try, I want to give it a shot, okay? That's the initial burst. Every single one of us has that initial burst, whether you're younger or you're older in your life, something triggering you, and to me, this is the birth, this is the beginning stage of dance. Now, once that happened, most people would start, they would get up, right? They would get up and they would try the move. So for me, I remember it was Michael Jackson when he did what he called the moonwalk. It's actually a backslide, okay? So for the tappers did that a long time ago. So when he did the backslide on TV, it was mind blowing. I mean, everybody who saw it was like, "Wow, that's crazy," right? So I'm sure myself and tons of other kids at home, maybe even adults as well at home, trying to do what he called the moonwalk. Again, we probably did it without anybody watching, or maybe your parents or maybe your brothers are watching or whatnot. But the idea is you try that, okay? And you try it over and over again, because this is where people kind of start dividing themselves. So for example, if you have the mindset that I want to get it, and again, I didn't have any training. All I did was having that spark, and I said, I want to try to do it. Now, if I tried it with my brother, one of us is going to quit before the other, right? One of us, either we both don't get it, and one person quits earlier, and I quit later, or I might be like, you know what, I'm not going to stop until I quit. Or it might be the same with him. So, but one of us is going to get it faster than the other, or quit earlier. Does that make sense? So this is where mindset's really strong. How quickly are you going to quit? Or are you never going to quit until you get it? Now, most of us will try it, and we hit a wall. We go, gosh, I tried all that I could and I still can't get it. So this is where our mindset has to be strong. But if you're with a weak mindset, your mind goes, you know what, I'm just not born with it. I don't know the technique. I don't see any way out. So I'm going to stop there. And this is the end of the journey for some of you guys. So, comment down below, raise your hand, whatever, say, hey, you know what? That's what happened to me. I quit. I tried for 5 minutes. I quit. I tried for 15 minutes. I quit. I tried for 15 days. I quit. Whatever it is, you quit. Go ahead and say it, admit it. But did you try to find an instructor? Maybe some of you guys, yeah, you know what, I did. I tried to sign up for this course. I saw a video, somebody tried to teach me online. There's a video on how to do the moonwalk or the backslide, and I tried it and I quit. Anyway, there's a journey, you know what I'm talking about? There's a journey, and eventually, if you didn't get it, you quit it. Just admit it that you quit it, and then you could say, you know what, I don't want to quit anymore. I'm going to try to get it. Keep working until you find your instructor, until you finally get it. Does that make sense? And that's one move, right? So for the people who are still learning, it's not just one move. We're probably learning multiple dance moves, or we're probably learning multiple choreography. And the mindset is, when are you going to quit? Or are you going to get to a certain stage that you finally got the result that you want? Okay? So that's what I want to point out through that stage. And still, this is under the umbrella of beginning dance stage. Within the stage, you have people that finally says, you know what, I don't know it. I want to learn it well. So I'm going to sign up. I'm going to take a dance course, whether it's at a local studio or online or whatever it is, whatever you can find. You go to seek help. Some people's mind will not even go seek help. So if you feel like, you know what, I'm gonna try to learn it myself, I can't do it, but now I do want to learn it, but I don't want to go to a dance studio. And the reason why I don't want to go to the dance studio is because maybe I'm too old. Maybe everybody there are small little teenage kids, or younger, or something like that. Or maybe I'm too young, everybody's older than me. Whatever your case may be, if you start making excuses and not even go, then you quit, okay? Admit that you quit, but if you don't, but if you have the mindset to overcome that, you're just gonna go, you know what, I'm not a quitter, I'm just gonna go and do it, right? If you could do that, where you're at is you probably signed up, okay? And you went to your first class. And again, this is where I see a lot of people quit. Once they sign up for the class and they realize, oh my God, there's pressure. Why is there pressure? Because this is the first time you're in a classroom with maybe 10, 15, 20 people, and maybe some of them have been there before you. I'm sure most of them have, because this is your first time, right? So everybody's been there before you. So you feel this pressure. Oh my God, I am terrible because this is the first time I'm here. Everybody's been here before. Maybe they have learned the choreography from the previous week. So they're able to do the stuff that the instructor taught already. And you're just like, oh my God, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm looking left over right. Everybody's doing stuff and I'm off. So then you doubt yourself again, and you might, you know what, man, I am not ready for this. I should not come here. Then guess what? You quit again. Don't do that, right? Understand the mindset. Understand, hey, the guys that been there before, it's because this is the 3rd and 4th class, or maybe the 10th class, and that's why they know it better than you. Have you thought of that? Yeah, think about that, right? This is your first time, of course you're not gonna get it. So keep going, because the 10th time, I guarantee you, you're gonna be better than you were the first time. All right? If you don't quit, if you don't give up. So continue doing it. Going back, your mindset at this beginning stage is very fragile. There's so many doubts, so many factors playing in, tempting you to quit, telling you that you should quit. Your body's telling you that you should quit because the muscle memory is not quite there yet. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna give in? Are you gonna quit dancing? Are you gonna take a long ass break, come back next year and make a new resolution that you're not gonna quit? Or are you gonna try and say, I'm gonna try this in, no matter what, I'm gonna try and keep going and get it and practice until I get it, okay? So again, this is the beginning stage. As you start seeing progression, you might be taking the introduction course or the beginning course, but the idea is still the same, guys, all right? Whether you're taking hip hop 1, hip hop 2, ballet 1, ballet 2, whatever it is, you're progressing. Now, you know, through one semester, next semester, you're maybe, let's say you're intermediate class, whatever, intermediate jazz, intermediate hip hop, intermediate tap, whatever it is, you're learning new moves. It probably got easier. Why is it easier? Because now you're familiar with the studio, you're familiar with the instructor, you're familiar with the students there, and maybe from time to time, the instructor has asked you to be in the front of the class. Not that you're in front of the class, your comfortability, your ability to perform, to do the moves in front of everybody, it gets easier and easier and easier, okay? The doubt is diminishing. Your confidence is rising. And again, this is where you're building, you're still learning, this is still the birth stage, okay? You'll continue to do it, and this is where you gotta continue to be strong and continue to challenge yourself, all right? So, I wanna say the final subset, the final part of this stage is probably when you get asked to become a TA, okay? So those of you who've been in classes a few times, a month, 2 months, a year, whatever, how long ever you take, you've been there long enough to know the instructor, you know the class, and the instructor is very comfortable with you and say, hey, you know what, would you like to lead one of the groups, to lead the class, you know? And do take that challenge on, because this is the progression. This is where you're supposed to try to get better. Okay? There's no final destination, guys. You're always trying to get better, right? The next stage for you is to be a TA, to be in front of the class, and maybe lead a small group, okay? Maybe lead an entire class if the instructors ask you. Take that challenge. If you need help, I'm sure your instructor should be able to help you out. This is where you could kind of quit as well. You'd be like, you know what? I am too scared to do that. I doubt myself. Well, I see that and the instructor has faith in you. You should try to have more faith in yourself as well, okay? If you falter, so what? Try again, right? There's no harm in this. So I would highly suggest if the instructor has confidence in you to be a TA, take that challenge, it'll help you tremendously. If you're not in the studio environment, if you're not able to take a dance class or whatever, and you're practicing at home with friends, it's still doable. What what do you usually happen? What usually happen is when you're without a studio, you're either practicing in your garage or home, wherever there's space. Obviously, you know, you and your friends, you guys would be training together, whether you guys are coming up with a routine yourself or you guys are testing yourself. Hey, let's try to learn this move together. You're watching each other, giving each other feedback. One of the things that you do as when you're at home is probably look for events, okay? What are these events good for? It's great to test yourself, right? So maybe you go there and dance, maybe at a club. You want to be able to test yourself in front of other people, because without it, it's really hard to tell your progression. If you're comfortable dancing in front of other people, that's great, okay? Or one of the things that you could do is audition to be in a dance team or dance company. Most of the dance teams, if you do some research online, there's probably forums out there that you could look to see if there are local dance groups. A lot of the colleges, especially down in Southern California, have really good dance teams, dance clubs. A lot of schools, a lot of universities, even high schools right now. Look and ask, you know, friends if there are dance clubs, dance teams that you can audition to be in. Okay. So again, join an organization, because that really helps. Because when you try to just do it all by yourself, it's really hard to maintain that motivation to continuously practicing. If you're with a group, there's a set schedule that it's almost like automatically you're gonna go and practice. Okay, so that would be my suggestion if you're not in a class scene or a dance studio class. Okay, so practicing at home, you know, joining a team, learning these choreography, learning the dance move, performing with a dance team. Again, this is still all part of the birth stage, the beginning stage of a dancer. Okay, and again, you know, if at the end of it is when you're actually performing, you know, you're part of a team, you're performing for a dance show, you're performing for a dance competition or something like that. All right. Good. If there's any questions on the stage, you know, hit me up on the comment. Let me know, you know, any comments, questions, concerns. Drop me a comment. I address all of you guys. All right. Okay, so let's move on. The next stage of dance, these are to me the semi-pros, And I think there's probably a lot of you out there that I would consider semi-professional dancers. Okay. So what do I mean by semi-pro? Well, professional to me just means you got paid somewhat for dancing. Whether you enter a dance competition and you guys won, either you, your team, their entire team won some money for some compensation, you could call yourself professional. Okay. The reason why I say semi is because this is probably not your full-time job. This is not the majority of income. Okay. So if you kind of get this on occasion, you know, part-time, once every month, once every few months, you do shows or competition, you kind of win something, this would be a semi-pro. Or if you are a dance instructor at a studio, at a club, or whatever it is, you get paid for, you know, for your part-time hours. If this is not your full-time thing, you would be, to me, would be considered a semi-professional. And comment down below, let me know if you're a semi-pro, you know, instructor, where you teach. And maybe there's people in your area that's watching this channel that might want to get together with you and hook up and just get better and train. Okay, so we talk about who the semi-professional dancers are. Now, it's very important to understand the mindset of a semi-professional. Now that you got paid, there's a little bit more of an importance on how you perform and how you come off and how you practice, right? Because at the beginning stage, you could kind of consider yourself, yeah, I'm still kind of baby in this game. You know, it's okay to kind of not practice as much if you want to give yourself an excuse, right? But once you start getting paid, the story's a little bit different, right? Think about your job. If you're working at a job, right, and you get paid to do a certain thing. If you're a doctor, most of you probably aren't doctors. If you are a doctor, great. If you're not, think about it. If you are a doctor, you're getting paid to be a doctor. It's very, very important that you know your stuff well, right? If you kind of take your career half-ass, there's some consequences to your effort. Okay, so it's the same idea. If you're a semi-pro dancer, you're getting paid to do something. If you're getting paid to teach a class and you come half-ass, not prepared, not knowing what you're doing, you probably won't be getting very far with this. All right, so the mindset for that is totally different as a beginning stage. Does that make sense? The beginning stage, you know what? I'll try again. If I don't get it, I'll try it again. It's the same idea with this, but there's actually less chance of you quitting, right? If you quit, well, you're not gonna get paid. So you're gonna try harder. Every stage as we progress further and further into, to me, the higher status, is the consequence, the idea of never quitting gets stronger and stronger, okay? So we want to build that confidence. We want to build and strengthen that mindset. So again, once you get to the semi-pro mindset, your mindset's got to be pretty strong, guys. Okay, and when you talk to other semi-pro dancers, you'll see, quitting's really not an option anymore. It's still possible, but because you're in the semi-pro, you're still kind of making money from other avenues and stuff like that. But you're more invested into this category. All right, so here you are a dancer, and your group has made some money, okay, or you're also a choreographer or a director of this dance group. You're a dance instructor at a studio. You're getting paid, obviously, for your hours of teaching. All right, you perform for a dance showcase. You perform for a dance company. You're an integral part of this dance company. So the mindset of a semi-professional, at the beginning stage of a semi-professional, like the first time you got paid, you're excited, right? You're excited. You're like, dude, this is awesome. I actually got paid for dancing. It's great. So this is where, in your mind, there could be a fork. Those that really fall in love with it, that think, you know what, I want to do this more. I want to do this more. I want to be able to do this more. I love the feeling of on stage performing, the excitement of winning, or the excitement of getting paid for something like this, or whatever it is. You want more of it. So those are the people that maybe think, what is the future for me? Well, the future is actually really good, because if you want to do more, how do you get to the next step? Okay. We're gonna talk about that later. So you wanna do more of it, or you have the mindset of, you know what, I got paid, that's pretty good, but the amount of money that I had to pay doesn't compare to what I was getting paid in my other job. So for example, if you're an engineer, if you are an accountant, or whatever it is that paid you more money than what you got for this, you're thinking, you're being very logical. You're like, the hours of work that I put in for dance gives me this much money, and the hour of work that I put in for my other job gives me this much money. And if money is more your thing, then your mindset is going to be different. Your mindset will be like, you know what, I kind of like dancing, this is it's fun, but I don't want to go professional because my lifestyle is going to be different, and that's not where I'm going to go, which is okay. And that's why this area is such a broad range. It really depends on where you live. Some people, like me, I live in the Silicon Valley. The living expense is tremendously high. So doing this as a career, it's probably not good for a lot of people. And that's why there's a lot of talented dancers out here, and they have to supplement their living with other jobs, and they do dance, just part-time. But if you live in certain other areas of the world, maybe dancing pays you a lot more compared to whatever your other job is. Let's just say you work at retail or something like that doesn't pay you that much. Maybe some retailers do, but like I said, logically, if you're making more money doing what you love, of course that's the route you're gonna go. Okay, so having said that, let's talk about the next stage, the next stage of dance, which is, these are the professional, the full-time professional dancers. Let me backtrack a little bit as well. I want to talk about the skill level. I'm not talking about skill levels. There's a lot of people who are the semi-pros who are very, very good. I mean, their skill levels are top notch, okay, compared to the professionals. Just because you make more money doing other things doesn't make your dance skills any less. So don't get that twisted. However, logically speaking, if you're doing this full time, the chances are you're going to be really, really good at it. So these professional dancers, and to me, how I categorize them, these are the people who are performing full time, such as the dancers for artists, the dancers who are touring. You know, when Michael Jackson's alive, I mean, he was probably the top. He probably got the top dancers of the world performing, you know, for him and with him. Okay, so Michael Jackson dancers, Janet Jackson dancers, any artist, Usher, you know, Justin Timberlake, all these dancers who travel with the artists. Definitely professional dancers. Now let's look at professional companies. There are a lot of professional companies out there that perform. I mean, think about the Cirque du Soleil shows, all the Las Vegas shows that have dancers. These are professional dancers. You know, some of them are semi-pro as well, just because sometimes, you know, the shows aren't in season. But professional dancers, there's a lot of good professional, and this is what they do. And also, I want to say people who own studios, studio owners that teach us full time. Okay, you get paid, you know, regarding your dance skills. Professional dancers, professional choreographers. Again, just because you don't perform on stage, maybe you've done it before, and now you're just teaching and you're choreographing. These are professional dancers as well, choreographers. You know, there's a lot of professors, dance professors that teach at colleges and universities and things like that. Professional dancers, again, whether they're any good or whatnot, it's kind of different. But usually they are, because if this is what they do full time, they should be very, very good at what they do. Okay, so you know, those that are out there that are who are professional, I salute you. You know, because you've made it this far. I mean, you committed a lot of your life to this, and this is, you know, if you're able to make a full-time career, full-time living out of this, this is, I think, you know, like me, I feel very, very blessed and very lucky to be making a living doing this and sharing what I love. Okay. If I leave any part out, drop me in the comment below and say, hey, you know, this might be part of this category. If I miss anything, feel free to let me know. Okay. Now, I'm gonna jump to the last part. I have to give tribute to this last part, which to me I call these are the legends, the legendary status. All right. So these are the guys who influence the world with their dancing. You know, it's almost like a lifetime achievement kind of thing. To me, being a fan of the street arts, I have to give tribute to the members of the Lockers. Okay. We also have the members of the Electric Boogaloos, the members of the Rocksteady Crews, Mop Top, Elite Force. These guys, to me, are legends. Legends. Do your own research to find out exactly who they are. And also, you know, look at your local history. Wherever you're from locally, I'm sure there are legendary dancers in your local area that influence the game, that influence the dance. So research those, and I salute you if you're one of them. Thank you for contributing to this art and changing the world. So hopefully all of this is very interesting to you. Hopefully it helps you with your mindset to grow from this step, from the baby step, from the, you know, beginning stage all the way to, you know, professional, semi-professional, professional, or even future legends. Hopefully I'll have you guys here, and comment down below. Let me know what you think of this video. Again, if you stay with me thus far, do me a favor, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, hit me up with any questions, comments, concerns. Love to hear from you guys. Until next time, I'm Ceech, and I'm out.